All right, so this is week one, day three of my latest hybrid strength program that I'm going through. It's another 8 week program. Really, these programs just kind of build on each other. So, first off, I ask that if you want to follow along through this entire 8 week journey, I'm filming videos probably once to 3 times a week, every week, and I'll make sure I'll cover each of the body parts, or each of the different workouts that I do. But please subscribe, and you can follow along for the entire 8 weeks. During this 8 week block, I'm going to do these videos to explain how the workout went. The first couple of videos on each of the different workouts that I do. So, for example, today we're doing Wednesday. It was a hybrid athletic day. I'll get into exactly what that entails. But the first couple videos of each of those, I'll explain to you what the reasoning is for each of the workouts. And then as we go on through the 8 weeks and progress, I'll tell you some of the things that maybe I need to change around a little bit, and I will change as I go. I'm not going to be stubborn on this one. I'm going to fix things as I see that they are broken, and then I'll talk about trouble areas. And then as things start getting harder, I'm going to be honest with you about what's getting hard. That being said, there was struggle even in the first week as I'm going through the first week. I just wrapped up Friday of the first week today, in which I did some more lower body stuff and then finished up with arms. And there were some difficult workouts there. But today we're getting into the hybrid athletic day, and what what Wednesday entailed. As I start off with overhead press, I did a short on the overhead press a little bit earlier in the week, and I kind of showed the last set of 5. I have a long video that I'll post up here for you to look at. But the goal is on these reps is to be challenging, but not max. That can be somewhat subjective depending on how you look at it. You should probably know where your strength is at with each of these exercises if you're going to get into a little bit more of an advanced program like this. So know what weight you can do for 4 sets of 5 without actually maxing out. So technically, you should have a couple of reps left in the tank after you're done with that final set. That being said, if you watch the short, I kind of ran out of gas on the 3rd rep of the last set to where I went more from a strict press, loosely strict press, to a little bit more of a push press. Now, granted, a push press involves a little bit more motion than what I was putting into it, but still, I definitely was at least cheating on the form. I wanted to get all 5 reps knocked out on that final set before I moved on to what would next be front squats. So I'm working the shoulder presses. I'm actually trying to increase my shoulder press strength as well. But when I had nice strong shoulders and I was doing shoulder presses at least once a week, I had little to no shoulder pain. I did notice recently a little bit of shoulder pain sneaking in, but lo and behold, once I started concentrating a little bit more on shoulders again, the shoulder pain has all but disappeared. And then a lot of that will transition into my bench press, which is ultimately one of my main goals, is trying to get my bench press back up to 300 pounds. Strong shoulders are going to help with a stronger bench. After I was done with the 4 sets of 5 on the overhead press, like I said, I got all 4 sets out with a little bit of issue. I moved into front squats. So on this, you could do front squats or safety bar squats. Basically, the idea is with either of those, you're kind of taking a little bit of the stress off of your posterior chain. So earlier in the week, doing back squats, a little bit fried. And then this is also the day before deadlift day. So you don't want to go too crazy on the lower back as you're going to get into that pretty hardcore on Thursday with the deadlifts. It's prescribed to do 3 sets of 5 at 70%. So what that brings me to is about 265. Right now, I'm not really at a 265-pound front squat. I'm a little bit lower than that. I think I might have worked my way up to 245, maybe a little bit higher than that on Wednesday. I can't remember. But really, I just needed to find a weight that I was comfortable at doing for 3 sets of 5. And then hopefully I work myself up to that 265 goal by the end of this 8 weeks. Should be there sooner than that because the front squats ended up feeling a little bit better than I was expecting them to feel. But just because you program a weight in there for you doesn't mean you're stuck to that weight. If you show up and you put that weight onto the bar and it just isn't moving the way it's supposed to move, step back a little bit, work a little bit lighter weight, and then work yourself back up to that weight over the next couple weeks. Front squats isn't really one of my strengths. I think I completely took them out for the last block that I did. I can't remember. But again, the idea behind this is you're taking some of the load off of your back, moving it to the front. It's a very quad dominant exercise and a huge core exercise as well. So you're really working your core when you're doing these front squats. Um, that being said, going forward, I am going to remove front squats from my Wednesday workout. Currently, I have front squats on Wednesday, and then on Friday, which was today, I was supposed to do tempo squats right into front squats. I'm going to leave squats on Friday, completely remove them from Wednesday. So I'll have two basically full days of squats. And then I'm replacing front squats on Friday with hack squats. Again, I just prefer um, not doing front squats. I'll probably do front squats every now and again. They are a great core exercise and they're a great exercise overall. But hack squats is kind of the same idea. It takes a little bit more of your core out of it and is really just kind of concentrating on your quads. Allows you to get really deep. I've talked in previous videos how I was able to get much deeper on hack squats before I could really get the depth with the back squats. Um, and then so we did 3 sets of 5 at 70%. I want to say I started around 225 and worked my way up to about 245, 250. I'll check the videos and verify on that. But by the time I got to the third set of 5, I think I was able to get all 5 reps knocked out. Struggling. Obviously, this is supposed to be hard. This is lifting weights. It's not supposed to be easy. So definitely was grinding out the last couple reps, but that's how it's supposed to be. So um, after 3 sets of 5 of the front squat, I just moved into bodyweight pull-ups, which felt great because it gives me the opportunity to kind of stretch out a little bit. Just really just hanging on the bar just feels great on your back. It kind of lets you extend a bit and stretch out. And it felt great on my shoulders too. I knocked out 3 sets of 10 of bodyweight pull-ups. Again, just working on your lats, working on that shoulder mobility as well, just kind of staying athletic so that while I do like lifting the heavier weights, I'm not at a point where, um, I'm the type of guy that can't scratch my own back. And I never want to get to that point. So I just want to make sure that keeping mobility type stuff in there as well. And pull-ups is great for that. Next, I moved into 4 sets of 40-yard farmer carry. I think I only did 85s today. Sometimes you just kind of pick a weight and stick with it so that because I like to get to a spot in the gym that is nice and clear and I have a nice long pathway. And then I don't want to have to keep walking over to the dumbbell rack to swap out dumbbells. So I think I picked 85s and then stuck with it. I'll go up to probably 95s next week and then keep going up from there. Farmer carries, what are they doing? I got Dale here hanging out with me. What are they doing for me? So they're obviously helping with your grip strength. They're really helping with your core, helping really strengthen that core. Some people will put different weights in different hands, and that kind of helps you stabilize your core as you're walking with the dumbbells or kettlebells. I just stick with the same weight in each hand, and then it's just kind of building overall, full body strength. You're working your shoulders, you're working your back. You can kind of feel all that burning and screaming, and it's a way to kind of get your heart rate up, other than running or any of the other known things such as a salt bike or SkiErg, which I actually do later on in the workout. Um, that helps elevate that heart rate a little bit. It's not going to get your heart rate screaming, unless of course you're sprinting around the gym with those weights, but it's still going to get you beating a little bit faster. So I did 4 sets of 40 of that. Those were pretty easy. Like I said, I didn't go above the 85 pounds. I probably should have not been lazy and worked my way over to the dumbbell rack and swapped out those weights a couple times. But we'll move up next week. This is just week 1. We got a long ways to go. No need to overdo myself on week 1. And then wrapped it all up with a little bit of a HIIT workout. My goal for this block, Dale is just sitting here getting pets. My goal for this block is to work a little bit more on elevating my heart rate, even when lifting. I run every single day with Dale here, but that run is really just a tempo run where my heart rate doesn't climb too high. It's kind of kept my VO2 max steady at about, I think it's at 52 right now, which isn't too extreme. I would like to see that climb a little bit. I want to see this transition out to when I get on the trails. to where I'm not huffing and puffing as I'm climbing up those mountains. So that's why I want to add a little bit more of this high intensity type stuff into my daily workout. So on Wednesdays, I do, or at least this Wednesday, and I'll continue doing this. I did 3 rounds of, instead of a 400-meter run, I did 15 cals on the assault bike, 10 burpees, and then a 250-meter SkiErg. And then I just did that for 3 rounds. A little slow this week because it's the first week I'm doing this. Hopefully, I pick up the speed. Maybe the next couple weeks, I'll start timing myself and try to get it done. I'll figure out what a good time to get this done and is, and then um, keep trying to beat my time each week. But this week, everything felt great. I swapped out the 400-meter run just because I run every day anyway, and that assault bike is kind of a butt kicker if anybody's used it before. I think gets you breathing heavy, gets your heart rate going, and then you also get a crazy burn in your legs and your thighs. Right now, my shoulders are insanely sore, and I'm trying to think of what may have caused that I did either today or yesterday, but I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. Um, and then the 10 burpees, burpees again, keeping that heart rate just pumping, breathing heavy, sweating. I don't always sweat a ton in the gym. Years ago when I was in Thailand lifting weights, just simple lifting weights, I'd sweat bullets out there, but um, I don't sweat a whole lot here in nice and dry San Diego, where it's actually pretty cool right now. But this was getting me sweating pretty good. So 10 burpees and then that 250-meter SkiErg. I'll be honest with you, that was probably the second time I've ever used a SkiErg. So in the video that I'm going to put up, I might not look like I know what I'm doing. And that's possibly because I don't have it quite down yet. So as I use it more, I'll get a lot more used to it. But that was my Wednesday workout for week one. Again, hybrid slash athletic. So a little bit of upper body stuff, a little bit of lower body stuff, and overall just a really good day. And it set me up nice for Thursday. Didn't record Thursday. I recorded today. So the next video you'll see after this one that I get posted will be my Friday workout, which again was lower body and then some arms. Um, yeah, so if you want to follow along and see how the rest of this 8-week program goes, please subscribe, like this video. If you have questions, if you want access to this program, just comment below and I'll give you access to it. I'll talk you through it, give you pointers, give you lessons learned. We could talk about the previous 8-week program that I have up on video right now. Ended up being, I think, the best video I've posted so far. So if you want to take a look at that and then you have questions about that, again, just feel free to ask. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you all later.